You're now tuning to 13astrology.com YouTube channel. Um, the content on this video is not tradable. This is strictly just for informational, educational, spiritual purposes to help the mind to get to thinking. And not just about knowledge, though, but about getting you on what's called like a present tense. Not a past tense or a future tense, but a present tense as to like, okay, what's going on now? Like, what should you be doing right now? And I always like to start with the sex contract, honestly. This is the best place to start because I always tell a person when you first get into this knowledge, you got to first figure out like, where do we come from? You know what I'm saying? And this goes into, most people will say, well, we came from God, but you came from sex. Everything came to this planet from sex. And even when it was done through an experiment or some form of experimentation, it was done through a sex contract. So I always tell a person, like, as far as getting updated and getting so-called initiated into the conscious community, you have to first understand sex and the law of attraction, the law of repelling. And there's some people out there, they just repel what they really want, you know what I'm saying? Because they don't really believe that they can get it in their mind. So they aren't attracting what they want, they're actually repelling it because they don't believe in what they want in their mind. The thing about attraction is a male masculine principle. So when you talk about attraction, this is a masculine principle. And when you talk about receiving, I'm sorry, when you talk about giving, then this is a feminine principle. When you talk about the aspect of attraction when it comes to giving, and then the aspect of attraction when it comes to receiving, this is the feminine and the aspect, and the masculine aspect. So what happens is that when you talk about receiving and giving, the male gives in order so, or the masculine, I shouldn't say male, but the masculine gives so that in return it can receive, right? And the feminine receives so that in the future it can give. So this means what? You are a part of an infinite energy source as a male to where you can give as much as you want. So this kind of takes us into the aspect of culture and religion and things of that nature when it comes to the conscious community. Because once you know who you are through the sex contract and through the experiments, then you have to have a community or some form of a way to express who you are. And this is kind of like where I got into and why I started, this channel and what I'm doing now with this religion that we've started or whatever. A lot of people mad because we only taking up donations, stuff like that. As far as for religion, they're like, when are you going to do readings? And I'm like, we strictly take donations. And the reason why we do that is because we want to take a lot of fear out of the community, a lot of the weakness out of the community. And people are scared and fearful about giving money to things. They feel like money is theirs. So we kill those illusions, and they hate that as a cultist because this money isn't yours. Nothing's yours. As long as it's sitting in that bank, they can be doing what? Annuitying your money. That's right, they could be annuitying your money. People hate when I talk about this. So this is the type of stuff we deal with in our private sessions. And like if you get really into the videos and things of that nature, you'll start to get into a lot of that information. But in this video really is just a simple overview essentially on how to get with the conscious community because like you may not see like a lot of the views, and I have millions of views on this channel, of course, but you may not see the views on certain videos like that. So people take for granted what I do, but you don't realize I'm the most instrumental figure in the conscious community right now because of this program that I've started here in this area, in this Midwest area. So I'm like one of the most instrumental figures in the conscious community because I'm totally independent and started an independent, essentially, economy here through this YouTube channel here in this community. So I'm like one of the most targeted yet instrumental figures, and I know that, and that's where it comes to the attraction. So you got to kind of like know who you are on the stage or whatever. So that's the problem. Like we got many conscious people that they don't just have a lane. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't really know where they want to put themselves here in the conscious community. So then you find a lot of weak stuff going on like envy, jealousy, and things of that nature because the person doesn't really know their role and their position in the conscious community. And that's why we promote, secondly, the natal chart. See, if you really get into this stuff, you'll notice these guys out here that's promoting all this other stuff, women or guys or whatever, and some of them are sincere, some of them aren't, that are promoting this stuff. You realize they don't have a program or system set up from A to Z so that you can have everything that you need to free yourself, because you were born here to eventually free yourself. This is, like I always like to teach people, or was a prison planet for you. And it's you come up with 100% remedy to free yourself from this, you're going to always be stuck in what? The prison planet. So, of course, just like everything else, it comes in tiers. So, what I do, it comes in tiers. You start off donate, but then eventually, of course, I'm giving services to different people. You know what I'm saying? Dating services I'm doing. All kinds of dating services. You can call my number if you're interested in any of this, or text my number 513-304-8638. Any of this stuff. But we doing dating services, phone, and all kind of ritual services. And I just like to call them dating services. I slacked up on the talk about the soul group that I had, because that's what busted everything up when I put that information out there. That ended up costing me so much money. You know what I'm saying? People actually cashed out like $300,000 to a couple people in my soul group to bust up my soul group, to make a long story short. So I stopped saying that, so we just do the dating services or whatever. We got a couple of people already still involved, and some people never left, so I don't put a lot of my business out there. But if you watch the videos, you'll kind of get into the soap opera aspect of where I'm at now, which is important, because this is where we're going to get at today, because I always promise that eventually, once you learn all of this and get this true information, everybody that watches my videos and really study them is going to become a millionaire. It's already been prophesied. I've already seen it, because I'm on the road to becoming a billionaire, because of these buildings and properties that I've learned how to buy up on the street through starting corporations that operate through the street. You do all your paperwork through the street, so you don't go through the Secretary of State and all of that. I'm not going to tell you exactly the names of these corporations, but you do all your work on the street. And even when you're working with aliens and ETs in different nations and different countries and all of that, it's all still to be managed and regulated through a computer and through Morse code, through algorithms and through the street, right? So what I do is essentially, starting pretty much a religion from point A to Z to get you out of this, and get you ready for 2022. Because they warned us today, and I'm gonna say this, and I gotta shut down after this. 2022 is going to be a very intense year. It's going to be a kind of a violent year. They gave us a sign today when I was over in I call it the Golden Triangle. I was over in the Golden Triangle today, and they gave us a real good sign. They're not playing in 2022. Just letting you know that, like, they're cracking down. They're going to be busting heads, and there's a lot of spiritual knowledge that you're going to need to survive and update, because we getting ready to move to the last fold of this work. A lot of people are going to be dead, man. It's sad to say, dead bodies. When I say dead economically, name it, all caps, all capital. If you don't know how to get out of these rituals, do certain rituals to get out of this stuff, you're not going to know what to do next. So that's why I'm always going to stay out here as a voice and as a light, and as a beacon of light to help you guys, through this struggle. So we're going to shut down. As always, stay vigilant, keep studying, stay enlightened.